So, the story thus far, through a series of visions and serendipitous events, the five of you set out together against the resurgence of the eclipse, an ancient threat that brought darkness, Diarun. On your journey, you've fought horrible creatures and camped and made your way north. I think it's northwest actually, towards the source of the darkness and towards what has turned out to be an observatory, a gigantic sunken tower that Solanum, through his visions, believes that it will be a way to fight back against the darkness, maybe expel it from this region of the land. And so you've journeyed there, heading down into the Underdark and fighting your way through monstrous, gigantic spiders and weird lobster monsters before you came to a small pool. And beside this pool, you found displacer beasts with white markings all along their shoulders, who were attacking a Kuatl, ancient guardians of the light. You defended the Kuatl and spoke to it, and it gave each of you a gift, as well as telling you of a monster, an agent of the darkness, known as Nydaharlotelepthalon, who seemingly commands these displacer beasts and guards the entrance to the Solarian Observatory, your ultimate goal. And after you're each gifted magic items of varying strength, the Kuatl took off and flew away, leaving you to camp, skim stones, and then set off again the final few miles towards the observatory. Andrew, did I send you... I can check this as well myself. Did I send you the information on what item you got? I know you rolled for me.
You probably did.
I can see. Oh, yes. I believe yours was the Dwarven Thrower?
Yes.
Excellent.
I remember that.
I rolled, but then you didn't send me.
Yeah, I just checked. Yeah, Dwarven Thrower for yourself, sir.
Awesome.
Gifted by this creature.
So I'm gonna throw dwarves.
That's what it does.
Nice.
And so, I believe we just finished a watch. Is that correct? Ezra and Solanum?
I think so, yes.
And that was a good, poignant conversation. So who's next on watch then?
I believe
Indra can take a watch.
even better.
I believe someone said that they wanted to take the last watch.
Oh yeah, that was me. I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologise. I'm just trying to remember what happened last time. It's been a little while.
Yeah.
I think Sol was going to be up for 2 because he being elf and all. So
who would like another watch with Sol, I guess? Unless
Or-
he'd like to do one on his own.
or I could do it alone, and it could be, Og and El, and then Indra after that if you wanted. I don't know.
Yeah.
So no, they ended with Jade and Soul, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that was the first watch, I think.
Gotcha.
So I would take second. You can either be with Sol or you could be with someone else if you wanted.
I would nap as long as possible.
Okay. I'll take that. Sol can take the next one by himself,
Okay.
musing in an elderly fashion, and then maybe El or Argo. both of them could be the next one.
I would like a perception check then, please.
I shall. I will point you to my new and improved passive perception of 23.
Oh, in that
But I
case,
shall also roll.
no,
It was much worse.
That's a ball and passive. You do not hear anything or
Okay.
sense anything, and your watch passes uneventfully.
I think he's
Who-
mostly reminiscing on what we just experienced and his new cloak, cape thing, robes,
and ring.
and ring. People were very generous. I think they gave me the swimming ring as well. He's loaded. He's only got one hand, but most of them have rings on now.
Yeah, there's gonna be a rap video coming out if he gets any more.
Throws a few more stones. Next
Very
watch.
Who would you like to wake next?
I am going to wake L first. So you awake to a tapping of the bottom of a staff against your side.
Not even opening my eyes. Ugh, what do you want?
It is your turn to sit by the lake.
Already? Are you mistaken? It's only been a few minutes. I'm sure of it.
It's quite hard to tell down here, but I think 4 hours have gone by. You might find it a little inspiring.
Very well, very well.
You could always wake the blood bear if you needed company.
Well, last time I awoke him, it didn't go so well. But yeah, if I need him, I'll wake him up. Don't worry. You will take your rest, my friend, and yes, all Lucius will watch over you. Don't you worry.
He's doing the kind of like old man leaning on a staff taller than him, where he's like got it clutched around next to his neck, kind of thing, and there's just an elven smile in the dim light, and he will shuffle on. Find rest.
Slowly get up, not looking too pleased at all of this. Gather my things. I'm going to take out a small set of dice and just take a seat over by this water. Slowly rolling them around in my hands. And taking a basic watch. I'm not going to bother with Og. I'll let him get some sleep unless I need him otherwise.
Cool. Roll me a perception check or use your passive perception. That's up to you.
Well, my passive perception is one better than at 13.
Okay. You do not notice anything, and your watch passes uneventfully. You find that the lake takes a very long time to still, and you see there's still, even though it's very small, still slow ripples, just kind of moving almost as though there's a current, but throughout the duration of your watch it slowly comes to be still again.
I ponder a few times, thinking perhaps I could go fishing, but I'll just let it go through this watch. Sort of just lost on my own thoughts as I keep an eye on everything. And I'll walk over and give Og a kick to the ribs. Blood bear, it's time to wake, eh?
Ah!
Excellent, excellent. Good to see you in a good mood, my friend. Keep an eye watch. Yes, come, wake up.
No, finally shuffle up.
So as you get up, Og, you reminisce over how you managed to kill or help kill the giant spider by grappling it and dragging it into the scope of the light mushrooms that seem to do it so much damage, and the friendships you've bonded with the people you're with as you've gone along. Make me a perception check, please.
4.
You don't notice anything whatsoever. I mean, it's kind of hard to see in here. It's dark. It's really quiet. It's super boring, and nothing happens. So.
Looks like good watch.
And finally, your watch comes to an end, and Indra's the last. You go and wake her?
Yes. Wake up!
Endra wakes up and is just like, "Oh, good morning. Ugh, is it morning already?"
I don't know.
It is a bit hard to tell, yes, with the darkness.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you have a very good sleep. I am
Okay.
going to watch over everyone. Endra gets up to go take her watch, staying near like the light of like whatever source of light we have.
Yeah. Imagine a small campfire. I think that was
Yeah.
set up.
She doesn't wander too far out of the circle of it. Kind of humming softly to herself and every once in a while muttering.
And a perception check, please.
Oh, do I have to?
You do, I'm afraid.
Oh, it's bad.
And we just had 4. So can you beat 4?
It's a 2.
Oh, God.
It
Nope.
can be done.
Very well. Indra, you are sitting there and you're just staring out at the lake and you begin to feel yourself nod off slowly. And you resist it a few times, but finally you close your eyes again. You're not sure how long you're asleep for. Oh god. But does a natural 20 hit you?
Oh, I mean, if it's a natural 20, hold on, let me check my features. Yeah, there's nothing I have that makes me immune to those. So I guess that happens.
Bad luck.
Surprise grave cleric.
You come awake to the sound of a terrifying horse whinnying, except the horse's cries sound terrified and fearful, and it screams as it batters you with its hooves. You're not sure where it came from, but it is unlike any horse you've ever seen. Its entire body is the deepest, darkest color of night. Its mane and tail is like pouring black smoke, and when it whinnies, it sounds like there are hundreds of them emanating from its body. You take 23 bludgeoning damage, and
That's off the crit, yeah?
yeah, and so's this, and 15 necrotic damage.
Oof.
Yeah, this is not a good one to get crit by. The rest of you
You
jump
said
awake.
25, how much? 23 and 10?
23 and 15.
15.
38.
Yeah, Indra is screaming.
Yeah, so you guys come awake to the sounds of Indra and this horse screaming. Solanum
Seems like
Yeah.
and everyone else, but I mean, more
You're kind of
specifically
breaking
Solanum.
up a little bit, Rob. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Am I? Let me just check.
Not for me.
Yeah, you were largely okay for me.
Yeah.
Maybe refresh?
Maybe.
Me? Yeah. Okay, I'll refresh. He was roboting real bad. Hold
Oh,
on.
Okay, it wasn't that bad.
I didn't even hear him Rupert.
Yeah, he was definitely not a Rubit.
okay.
So it must have been me.
Yeah, it was you.
Okay.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
Is that better now,
From that
see?
blow you just got.
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay. Let me know if it goes again, because I can always refresh or something.
Okay, can I do anything besides scream?
You can in a moment,
Okay.
but everyone who has history proficiency or is called Solanum, make me a history check, please.
History?
Oh,
Ooh, I can do that.
Hell yeah,
I
brother.
mean, I'm dumb as all else, but I am proficient in history. But I'm gonna roll the exact same thing, and this dice is gonna go in my dice jail because fuck that too.
I got a 19.
I got an 18.
I got
21.
Okay.
Can I use inspiration from my other game with you, Rob, in this one?
I think that's fair.
You may not.
Damn it!
I would have let you.
You're just nicer than Rob is.
Yeah, keep talking. I'm just gonna keep adding hit points.
To me? Oh, great! Tell me how much.
38. So you we're gonna say Og and Ezra. You both remember, whether it's through reading or stories or Solanum. Actually, Solanum, you got an 18, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, you remember this too then. This creature is another relic of the first eclipse. There were angels who rode these brilliant white steeds that were made of pure light. And when the eclipse took their riders and killed them so easily in the darkness, the spirits of their steeds went mad and became corrupted. And these creatures joined the ranks of the eclipse, and this is what you see before you now. A nightmare, as they came to be called.
Accurate for attacking someone who was asleep.
Quite.
Uh,
Indra.
Yes.
You said you wanted to do something.
If we are not going into initiative, then yes, I would like to cast Armor of Agathis
Okay,
on myself.
sure. And then we will go into initiative.
All right. And a little whirly smoke, bursts of air surround her, and some magic armor, so that I can get that 10 HP.
10 swirls.
Initiatives in the chat, if you would all be so kind.
Oh,
I need to get Endra on D&D Beyond. This is really annoying.
Sol is not a morning person, apparently.
Neither is Lucius.
I rolled a 1. I have a 3 dex mode.
I rolled a 1 and had +2.
Nice.
I rolled a 16, and so I got a 21.
Woo.
Indra. Indra, you are up first.
I am?
You are.
Okay. For Indra's action, she is going to. How far away is the nightmare from her currently?
Close enough to punch you in the face.
Okay, I didn't know if it had run past me or anything like that, or if it had kept going.
No, it stopped and beat you. What did Og get? Sorry, Andrew.
He's still asleep.
He is still...
For history, correct?
No,
for initiative.
dude.
Did you
Oh.
miss the bit where we're being attacked by a demon horse?
No, I heard that bit. I didn't hear roll for initiative though, to be
Oh.
truthful. All right. I got a 12.
12, very nice. Okay, Indra, you're still up first.
Okay. Oh, damn it! I should have done that first. Fuck. Okay. That was too late for me to do that now. Yeah. Indra is going to. I didn't say that she summoned her weapon before she went on watch, so it feels cheater of me to say that she has it already. So I'm going to have to use my action to create my packed weapon.
Have you been like dismissing it every time though?
I described her as not ever carrying her weapon.
Oh, fair enough.
And so, like, I didn't say that she pulled it out for her watch, which would make sense that she would have, but she's also an idiot. So, like I said, it feels cheater of me to say that she has it. So my action has to be to summon Pact Blade. And so she summons the bow. Because that seems like the best thing to do. And then she's going to Misty Step away from the nightmare and give herself some distance. And then she's going to run further away from it. So how far wide is the pond that we rested by?
By memory, the lagoon is it's about 60 feet diameter.
It's 60 feet across. Okay. Then yeah, she's just going to Misty Step back away.
Okay.
20 feet, and then she's going to use her movement to put more distance between her and the nightmare.
Okay. So about 50 feet total.
Yes.
All right. Ezra, it is your turn. This creature is snorting and whinnying as though absolutely terrified.
It's acting terrified or terrifying?
Both.
And it attacked
But
my friend
said
and
terrifying. Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna get up and go take a couple of swipes at it. 22 and 17.
Both hit.
First one is 11 points of damage.
All right.
And 9 points of damage.
Awesome. So you just like charge up and basically just slash twice.
Yep.
And the nightmare whinnies and kind of rears back. But it is not its go yet. Og, it is your turn.
I'm gonna hit it.
Very nice.
And 9.
To hit?
Yeah.
That's a miss, I'm afraid. You swing wide.
And I miss again for my second attack. Okay, that's my attack.
The nightmare is just sort of like rearing back, and you can see it's actually like its feet don't seem as though they need the ground to walk on, and it's sort of like moving and kind of almost walking itself backwards higher, and then it charges towards Ezra, bringing its hooves down right at your face. It's not a very good roll. 11 to hit.
That's a miss, I'm afraid.
So you hold up your shield and you feel the impact and the strength of this thing as it lets out another mournful, wailing whinny. Kind of shaking its head from side to side as though wishing it were somewhere less scary. Solana.
So, two things.
Mm-hmm.
That was near the end of the rest. Are the spells refreshed, or is this interrupted now?
Yes, everyone has had a rest.
Okay,
Okay.
that is good. Secondly, does this creature seem too far gone? Is it, living in the past? And that's
Make
and
me an
it is
insight
permanently
check.
scared. Cool. Let me just go back up to where my insight is. 17.
All right. So, this creature is called a nightmare, but from your experience, that is sort of a misnomer because it is more, rather than them being the nightmare, it is more that they are constantly living one.
Yeah.
Do you think that while this thing is corrupted and ruined by the eclipse, you think it's possible to remove the corruption? Maybe you could do it, maybe not. But whether or not,
Interesting.
but you know for a fact that the steed, even if the corruption is removed, the steed will not ever be quite the same.
Sure. So I have to weigh up whether it's just nicer to put it down or try and do something about it.
If you did something about it, you know it wouldn't be terrified all the time, and maybe it would be okay, but you have no way of knowing. That is just...
Sure.
That is on Solanum's ethics.
Sure. So, between lesser restoration or dispel magic, do I think this was more of a curse or something more physical put upon them from my knowledge? From like the 18 history.
You think that it is more likely to be a dispel magic than a lesser restoration.
Fair enough. I don't have anything better than that. Okay. You don't actually have to get up close to do dispel magic, which is nice. So I will pull myself to my feet, which is probably why I'm so slow. Turn towards this creature, and maybe there is flashes between the angelic steeds he's maybe seen, and chaos and corruption, and there is heat and blood in the air, and there's flickering between this what was Calm Lagoon and some sort of battlefield many centuries ago. And he kind of shakes himself from that. And I think he's going to speak in Sylvan or something to try and connect to the creature through a druidic or Sylvan kind of language and say, "Creature of the past, you, like I, are still living that nightmare. Let us see if I can free one of us." And he's going to hold the staff out with his one good hand, and maybe there's a little wind kick up, and his new sparkly robes or something, or the white gossamer or whatever it is, swirl in the wind, and I will try cast Dispel Magic to try break whatever hold is on the creature.
Very well.
So it's a third level. If it is a third level, then it's broken. If not, I have to roll to beat the spell's level, whatever might be on it.
Yeah, you are going to have to roll.
So make an ability check using your spellcasting ability, which has been buffed by the robes. to considerable levels. So let's hope I don't roll terrible. Nope, that's a natural 20.
Boom.
Like a 29.
So the nightmare turns and locks eyes with you, and you see its main kind of go out, and it's been jumping around and kind of rearing back, and in this moment it stops, and you see kind of spreading out from around its eyes the black smoke, and fur begins to recede, change with not quite the brilliant white that you remember, but a very pale grey. And when the whole horse is now grey, its mane kind of ignites again in this brilliant white smoke kind of pours off of it. And it sort of stops its horrified movements and walks over to you, Solanum, and it's like ducking its head as though terrified of you and sort of looking up, but it's slowly approaching. We're out of combat.
I kind of basically want to quote the worm tongue scene with Gandalf, like, be silent, keep your forked tongue behind your teeth. Not pass through fire and death
Beautiful.
of any crooked words with a witless worm. He props the staff to one side against some rock, and he'll reach out with his hand to run a finger or run a hand up its snout.
And it sort of like recoils slightly and then allows you to touch it, and then kind of begins like nuzzling against your chest. This is a gigantic horse, like its shoulders are taller than your shoulders.
So like draft horse size.
Yeah, very big.
Okay.
And I mean, the angels riding them were like 7-8 feet tall, so that tracks. And you can see it sort of flicking its eyes from side to side, sort of as though realizing where it is for the first time. Maybe looking for a way out, though there are none that it can see.
He'll like though the past it's so you are gone from the past, you were never truly gone. This world was affected just like you and I. And he'll awkwardly rummage for the closest thing he has to an apple.
It's probably got an apple or a carrot or something.
Cool. And he will offer it palm open and flat.
Yeah, it'll take you. Sort of doing that lovely way horses eat, where it sort of breathes a lot and just
Is
very
it not
sort of-
going to hit us again?
And I look past the giant horse and see you lay down by the lagoon.
Yeah, like as far away as she possibly can be, looking terribly battered, like hoof prints in like her blue skin.
yeah, there's definitely blood and kind of
the
like
light-
scuffed burn marks.
Yeah, where like the usual glowing whorls are, like they're kind of like dark and bruising already.
She will not hurt you again. She is another victim of the past. And I think like he like puts his forehead, like he can't unless she like bows slightly, he can't really reach. But puts his forehead against her and just like listens to the calming of the breath, hopefully, or the beating of the heart. Fighting a war from hundreds of years ago. She'd never truly left. And he like runs hand as he steps probably quite easily underneath like the neck because it's so tall, and just like runs his hand along the flank of the beast closer to where Indra is. I do not think it truly meant you any harm.
Oh, they did plenty without meaning to.
I can take a look. And he is still without staff, and he's going kind of slowly towards you, like arms stretched out still.
Yeah,
As you-
Indra kind of hobbles over that direction.
Solanum, as you sort of come towards Indra, you feel like this really severe pain down your arm, and you sort of, it takes you a moment to realize that it's not the arm that you have remaining, it's the one you don't have. And you sort of like, you'd woken up so quickly you hadn't taken stock of it, but now as you look down, kind of folded awkwardly into your robe is a regrown limb.
Partially.
Yeah. So I was about to say. So it's
Sure.
its entire length is there. You don't have like a baby arm or
Okay.
anything, but it is extremely thin. The skin is like against the bone, and the skin is like slightly translucent. There aren't blood vessels all the way down, reaching the hand, and you can see like it is definitely far from fully formed, and it is hurting. But it's there, and you can, with great effort, begin to slowly manipulate it very clumsily, though it shakes horribly.
So I think like he gets halfway to Indra, and then like that comes across him, and and he like falls to like his knees, like clutching his shoulder. And he's
Indra will
starting
kind
to
of rush
feel
up
out.
to him.
And I guess he's starting to feel that movement underneath all of the cloaks and whatnot,
definitely.
layers. And he's kind of like looking confused, and you see him like rubbing his shoulder, and like his eyes are wide at the same time as like his brow is furrowed. Let me see to what ails you. And I will do the curing of the wounds at a 3rd level. That's 3d8, or is it 4? Is it 2d8 and then extra d8?
3d8 because it's 1d8 at the first level.
Cool. I just didn't have the spell up.
No worries.
Do. 15 plus modifier. 23.
Oh,
Health
thank
back
you.
to you.
That is much better.
So I don't know. I think he as you like come to hold him, he like puts a hand on one of the hoof prints, and then you get kind of maybe the greeny grey kind of energy seeping through of the ghost oak, and the hoof prints recede.
A little broken bit pops back into place.
Yeah, there was definitely some broken bones. This is a big old horse.
And like one of her rib pops back in. And she's
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend.
Oh, that should keep you going a little bit. she used to be ridden by angels, and he like half looks over his shoulder. They fell with the rest of us.
What is she doing down here? This is a
What?
very strange place for a horse, yes?
Well, and he'd kind of like, you probably help him back to his feet a little. This place seems to keep the past. We've seen a great many things under the ground that remind me of what it used to be above.
They are still fighting, do you think?
That Coatl spoke of, sunken towers, the solarium, and it was fighting those beasts of darkness. I think some do still fight the wars of the past. And you see him like rubbing his shoulder a lot, or that side of him, and you might, I don't know, you're not that perceptive. I was going to say you might see movement, but maybe you don't.
You think you've always had two arms? At this point, honestly.
Wait,
she thinks
what?
you've
You
been
have
like,
not?
oh wait, no, that's not right, because she like offered the ring because of that. Yeah. So yeah, she's just all like, but she doesn't really notice because her passive perception is balls.
Yeah.
Like it's a 10.
And so, this horse, not knowing where it is or where to go, will follow you.
We used to. He's like caught up to it again, and is running hands through its. You said greyish fur?
Yeah.
Oh, running his hand through it. We used to call these Dala. D-A-L-A.
I like it.
It's a famous Swedish horse thing. We usually have one, but they're usually red.
What is Swedish horse thing?
No, that was for Rob. You can probably
You say
go.
such strange things sometimes, Aladdin.
There
were many voices in my head, many echoes.
I think it's because he's a little old. Getting a bit, what they call it, dementia. But don't mind. I like his stories.
Can I pet the horse?
I think you can. And he like brings you slowly like around the front, because you should not pet a horse from the back. And it's like, it might respond to Dala.
As you ask if you can pet it, the horse sort of turns its head to look at you, Indra, and then will like kind of nudge you with its head, in what one might perceive to be an apologetic fashion. But you definitely get the sense, everyone probably but Indra, to be honest, that there is some intelligence behind the eyes of this horse. They can't speak, but you think it may have more understanding of the language than your average horse.
Yeah, I think like as it like nuzzles Indra apologetically or whatever, it does like that horse chuff thing and like blows her hair back.
Yeah.
But like because her hair is like already floating and weird, it like just keeps going back. It's just kind of like redirects the flow a bit. And so she sits there and she like grins up at it and just all like, "Oh, you're sorry. It's okay. I'm sorry too. You scared me." And she kind of gives it like a little scritches underneath its chin and pats like the top of its nose.
Yeah. It very much enjoys the scritches.
Like Indra now begins baby talking, the nightmare.
Not a nightmare anymore.
It's like, it's a pretty grey horse. The pretty grey horse.
Solo smile, and seemingly the situation diffused, will like maybe share a glance with Ezra, and then like go to pack up his things. I guess this is
What-
morning.
What kind of glance? Like a disappointed glance?
Oh no, just like, isn't life wonderful kind of glance?
Oh, okay.
Like positive thing. No, he wasn't dismissing you. It just there are so many gifts here, and he wants you to see them or
She might-
appreciate them, maybe.
She might cautiously make her way towards the horse and see how it will react towards her.
If you begin, do you touch it or do you just sort of go near?
Just
and-
kind of close to it, kind of thing.
It
And
will.
does it react?
It won't react immediately, but then if you sort of walk beside it, it will kind of turn its head and give you a look through one eye. Not a particularly a look that really says much, other than maybe slightly inquisitive.
Will it? And I'll kind of cautiously reach out and try to
Yep.
pet it. Is
It
it
will
gonna?
allow you to pet it. Yeah.
Ezra will probably relax at that.
You know how, like, Eldritch Knights and Pact of the Blade Warlocks can bond with weapons, and those become their weapon bond?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Ezra could bond, and it could be her fine steed. Just saying. Because that would be kind of awesome.
That sounds kind of awesome to me too.
I mean, I won't turn away a horse.
Yeah, especially one that can fly and understand common. So.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to have the sets of a nightmare, but because that might be slightly OP, maybe. But
I mean, it's a mini campaign. I'm happy to do whatever.
or maybe it could go around critting people who
Yeah.
are asleep. Well,
Doing 2d8 and 2d6. Fucking hell.
But- yeah, he leaves the others to get acquainted with it, I guess, and
And so
business.
your party continues, kind of, I imagine, sort of centered around the horse. As you make your way towards the far end of this enormous cave system.
If I ride the horse, does that count as me getting a short rest?
I think you'd have to ask it first. Is
Well,
what Sol would
that's
say.
what's going to
Yeah.
be the plan. But
Yeah.
if I ride it, can Indra have a short rest?
I will say, I'm not sure the rules on it, but I will say sure for the purposes of this.
It's not
Wouldn't
a
we have to like tie you onto the horse?
Well, no,
Well, I don't think you
if
have
You
it-
could
to.
ask Og
if
to
it
do that.
if it is, hold on, but if it is an intelligent horse, she does not need to guide it. She just can sit on
Well,
it.
yeah, but what about fall? Oh, well, I guess if you're not sleeping.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
have to sleep. You can just sort of chill. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't have any problem with it. In this,
Indra is going, as we get ready to go, Indra is going to go up to the horse and say, "May I ride you? You are very pretty."
make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Oh. Can I kind of passively animal handle in the background just to give her a good go? I mean, see where she rolls, but I just wanted to try and give her advantage or something.
Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. Is it persuasion?
Yeah.
Your first mistake. 20.
The
If
horse.
it had been animal handling, I would have been fucked.
You're not trying to handle an animal. You're trying to persuade it. So
Yeah, I know.
the horse
It was just me trying to help, was all.
kind of like chuffs again, ducks its head, and then lowers itself down into a lying position.
Indra is going to climb up on its back and be like, "Don't worry, I am very light." And she's going to like pat its haunch as
And-
she gets up.
It stands up in that sort of like slightly jumpy, frantic way that horses seem to stand up. And yeah, trots on happily with the rest of you. Though it definitely, its eyes kind of flick around at all times. It still looks slightly nervous, but it looks glad to have company and glad to be free of its horrifying curse.
I think on the journey, wherever we're going for however long, Sol would try and teach Indra like a few words in Sylvan or Druidic or something, a language that he believes to be more calming to the beast than common. Just vaguely Finnish sounding, probably.
Yeah.
Things for.
I mean, for this,
Whoa,
you
whoa,
would
whoa.
be more looking at Celestial.
Sure, but he doesn't know that. So,
No, of
but he
course,
thinks he thinks the language of the nature and the world.
Though, yeah, I
means-
mean, I think all animals sort of have an affinity for the language of Sylvan. So, yeah, something to do anyway.
Pookie.
Indra pronounces them terribly.
Just because I looked up some words. Pookie, Pukki, is
I can
probably
say
the
that
one she
one.
might say. Pookie,
Pookie.
Pookie.
What does that mean?
It's something you say to it. It's calming. In Finnish, it just means it's another word for horse, but also Santa, trestle, goat, billy goat. It means a few things, but I just like the cute word that people speak to their horses.
So, what's the Finnish for Santa Trestle Billy Goat Horse? Is that pookie
Pookie, pookie, pookie. There's other things. Hevonen and Ratsuvaki. But I thought Pookie might be one she might be able to say.
It is the name of Garfield's teddy bear. I was right.
Ratsuvaki.
There's also Kuivats Vastulainen, I think.
Vats-Vats-Tureinen.
and then Tailin.
Tailin.
Yeah.
Tailin.
Although I think the last two were they say
Rat.
horse, but also like clothes horse and frame. Like
Rats to. I've already forgotten that one. Pookie.
Ratsuvaki and Kulavastalainen.
Kudabastarein.
Just stick to Pookie.
Yeah. I'm glad you said it.
The girl that used to. She goes all Swedish chef on. Pookie.
Pookie.
And so, you travel to the far side of the cave and move through into the next. It is definitely difficult with the horse, and you have to sort of get off and guide it through. Indra, you can have a short rest. And so about 4 or 5 hours.
Once I am feeling better, Indra will get off the horse.
Okay. After about 4 hours of travel, sorry, fucking motorbikes. After about 4 hours of travel, you finally arrive at your destination. Before you is an enormous black lake. And in the center of the lake, you see the Solarian Observatory. It is a gigantic tower collapsed through the ceiling and into the Underdark. There are broken pieces and holes in it all the way up. It is made of greenish blue glass and white stone that creates this very, very narrow kind of upside down pyramid shape that about halfway through begins to kind of narrow again. So it's kind of the shape of a D8 but elongated. It is unfathomably tall, and you can't actually see the top of it because it kind of the top goes into the rock above you, and presumably out into the world above. And it is wide enough to house hundreds of people if it had to. It has this strangely chaotic design that seems to catch and reflect what tiny pieces of light are in the room and amplify them greatly. You can see no discernible entrance, but you can see that it continues into the lake beneath the water.
Indra is like looking up at it, and she's kind of starts muttering to herself in muttering to herself like holy shit, didn't think it would ever like look that bad, but like, and can't really think of, but yeah, she's just kind of doing one of like those like slow like reactions of like someone who's like seen something like destroyed that never thought could be.
Yeah. And looking upon this, you can tell it's ancient, and you can tell that it is from before the eclipse. And Solanum, you know this is your ultimate destination. And you've seen visions leading up to this moment all the way along. But there are no visions beyond this moment. You have no idea what to expect.
So Indra's having a very un-Indra reaction, if I perceive it right.
Yes.
Okay. He will say to the gathered, "This is what I saw, and this is as far as I saw it."
Did this once rise off the surface? Or was it always here like this?
So from your memory, you can see kind of the midpoint of it, and that point was at ground level. So from the ground, if you were on the top side, it would look like a very tall, thin pyramid.
Okay.
And only a small part of it would be poking out into the Underdark. And you remember that part would usually have been lit as sort of a beacon for the creatures that dwelt underground, but who were still champions of the light.
Okay. It was once born above, and he points up to the dark ceiling, and it illuminated both the overworld and the underworld. A lighthouse, or as the Coatl described it, a candle that brings the light. This is that light. And he turns to Indra, having her own injury moment, and will say, "Softer, we are that candle."
It took us far too long to come back.
Time slips away. People move on.
And Indra kind of slowly nods.
He's trying to like, I know you're probably not looking at him when you're looking at the thing, but he's trying to like scrutinize you as hard as he possibly can for what figure recognized him within.
And she kind of like turns towards you after like a quiet moment, and kind of like looks at you, and like kind of like looks like she's like looking through you, and like one of like those rare like Indra is like 100% with the moment, and like normally she's not quite. And she just kind of says solemnly, like, we will make this right. And then, like, she blinks and she kind of like takes like a little gasping noise and says, so how are we going to get inside?
I always knock on the door first. It's the most polite thing to do.
I don't see a door.
What's it made of? Does it look like it's made of like glass or metal or
it's
rock?
It's made mostly of greenish blue glass, but it's sort of like framed by this white pale stone.
I really want to say, speak friend and enter, and then spend the next 3 hours sat on a rock, frustrated, next to the lakeside. I'm not sure.
How tall is
Might take
it?
some time.
In my notes, it says unfathomably, but it is. I mean, the portion of it that you can see is far
Okay,
taller
then
than.
I will change that question. Where is the closest broken bit that looks like we could fit inside?
I'm not really sure I understand the question. Are you looking for like
You said,
a piece of debris?
Like, that had. Yeah, you said that it was broken all over, like had pieces missing from it.
Yeah, so there
in your
are like
description.
some kind of window panes and stuff broken. They're in the
Yeah.
middle of the lake, probably 30 feet in the center.
Okay, so we still have to cross the lake to get to those bits, but there are like bits that it looks like we can get through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there like any land around it in the center of the lake, or is it just
Nope.
straight tower from the middle of it?
Straight tower in it.
I turn to Darla and then speak softly. Have you regained your strength? How do you feel about this place? And I want to know if it's freaked out by the giant.
It is. It's sort of like it's doing that horse thing where it's knows it's not allowed to back away, but it kind of wants to. So it's sort of like kind of just stepping from foot to foot and like half rearing and like kind of jumping. But as you speak to it, it stops and sort of turns to look at you. And then look back at the tower. It's very much not happy.
Okay. I don't think our new friend is an option. Sensitive as they are.
The Coatl warned us that there was a keeper of the sunken gate. I'm nervous about going in the water, but I think it might be the only way that we can get to it.
There is a slight amount of concern when you say that on Sol's face.
Teach my abstract thoughts as well.
How far across is the lake?
You-
How much lake do we have to cross?
30 feet.
30 feet. Only 30 feet. That's
it's-
not too bad.
It's on your side of the lake, yeah.
I could
How
probably
deep?
throw someone over there.
I could how
I do have gifts concerning water, but I have not channeled them. I don't know if we can afford a day.
how
Right.
much does Og weigh?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know, a few stones.
About how many stones are you that would take up to 500 pounds?
Oh, like 450-ish.
He's 450 pounds, you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that just ruins my plan of trying to levitate us all across on something large.
Well, you know, big one half orc.
Yeah. Because I could levitate something that's 500 pounds.
It's only 30 feet across.
Yeah.
I could probably throw one of you.
Um.
You know, orcish levitation.
I've missed your wry wit. Oh, okay. On these journeys. You make better company than most would consider.
Oh, thank you, friend.
I am going to summon my bow, and I'm going to get out a piton and uh, see if I can fasten it to one of like my summoned little arrows. And I'm going to see if I can shoot it and a rope into the side of the tower from where we are on the bank.
You can, with a piton attached.
Yeah, or like a grappling hook, whatever. She's just trying to get something across the lake. I've got 50 feet of rope,
You could
so I
try.
can do the angle or whatever.
Yeah, you can certainly try.
Yeah, I would like to try and get like a cable going from like the lake to the tower.
Make an attack roll, please.
If
I
you miss
wonder
the
if I
tower,
if I can hit the broad side of the observatory.
Oh,
That's a. Let's see. Let me add my. That's a 13.
That is a miss, I'm afraid.
I'm going to start stretching my arm, getting ready to shot put.
You fire it, but just the weight of the things you have attached just brings the arrow down far faster than you're anticipating, and it sinks into the water.
Okay, I'm going to like drag back the rope. And can I try again?
No.
Nope.
As you
Shit.
as you pull on the rope, it goes taut.
Uh-oh.
it is a body. Keep dragging it. Let's see what we've caught.
I don't
that's
think
a
I want to
different
catch
bushy
any.
beard.
I
I'm
don't
a
think I want
professional
to.
fisherman. I trust it.
You didn't tell me you knew how to fish.
I don't think I want to fish for anything that is in this lake, and I'm going to let go of the rope.
Okay, you see the rope disappear, dragged underwater in an instant.
Why did you let it go?
That would have been me if I had not let go. I am like 95% sure.
Bubbles begin rising just in front of the tower.
I think we should maybe get back away from the shore just a little bit. And
I'm telling you, one good
Andra,
throw can get someone over there, no problem.
Andra's going to like one arm guide like Salam back as like keeping an eye on the lake.
I'm going to make clicking noises at the horse for it to follow us back.
It does.
And then might shout over my shoulder, "Oh, ready yourself."
Yes?
It could be a crab.
Probably.
As you kind of back away from the water, staring at where the bubbles rise, waiting for some monstrosity to reveal itself, the noise you hear is one that was unexpected, and behind you, as a familiar growling causes you all to turn, and you see 3 more displacer beasts with the white markings along their shoulders and forelegs, prowling towards you, each some distance apart from the others, as though trying to kind of hem you in and push you back towards the water.
How far
Let
away
us-
is the closest one?
Before I tell you, let's roll initiative.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, that one's good.
9.
9. I got 22.
I got 12.
I think these dice roll better with soul than anyone else see.
That means they're Soul's dice, and you need to get different dice for Yova and Lahoot.
Well, but soul might end in like 3 episodes or something. 2
Soul's
episodes.
dice.
No,
Soul's dice.
not
That's
how
not
it
how-
works.
That's not how any of this works.
It really is,
I
though.
don't have enough
No,
dice to do that.
okay, what it means is that you can't use them for anybody else until we're done with Soul. And then when Soul's retired, then you can use them for someone else. And
That's
then
more
you have to-
reasonable.
Okay.
So Indra is 9.
Indra is 9.
Good. So, damn. Not bad for Soul. And okay, Soul, you're first.
So we have bubbles from the watery shoreline. I'm guessing, like pretty close,
Relatively, probably 25 feet.
about 25 feet out. Okay, and we have displacer beasts. How far out from us on the opposite side?
Yeah, about 30 feet. They're kind of closing in quickly there.
Okie dokie.
And you're closer to the displacer beast than the bubbly things, thanks to me
Yes.
being helpful and getting you away from them.
So helpful.
How far away did you say? Sorry, how far away from me and Soul did you say the bubbles were?
From you, depends how far you dragged Soul. But
I guess from the edge of the water was like 25 feet,
25
and then we're
feet from the edge of the water. So he's like right up by the tower. So you guys probably move 10, 20 feet.
Yeah.
cool. As I'm running low on 3rd level spells, I shall. I mean, you said the cats, the displacer beasts, were far apart. Would I catch 2 in a fairy fire, or
How big's a fairy fire?
is it like 20 foot across?
Yeah, just
Mhm.
about 2.
It's very good for enabling other people to do damage.
Yes, it is.
So, and it doesn't cost me an awful lot. So, and my DC is now 17. So, I think I will start with the fairy fire,
Okay.
which I think is Dex,
Mm-hmm.
but they have to be DC 17, which
One
is
got
not
a
easy.
17 or one got a 6.
Cry.
I will
Okay.
let you choose which one failed. Left, right, or middle.
Left.
So left failed, which means the other 2 are fine.
Yes. So he's probably going. I imagine you're leading him by his kind of like staff arm, and he just says, "Indra, I think that one is the weakest of the 3," and he will. As he's saying that, like there'll be the shower of sort of green and silver, and they will cling to it.
Nice shot.
Is that your turn?
That is my action, and I don't really have much in terms of a bonus action. So
Very well.
yes.
It is the turn of the displacer beasts.
Oh no.
The one from the left, which was marked, decides to wreak revenge on the elf who cursed it. So, that's gonna be 25 to hit, and
Even with my improved armor, that's much more.
and a 16 to hit.
The 16 misses.
Good. So from the first one you take shit damage. 7 all up. 4 bludgeoning, 3 piercing.
Ouch.
As it batters you with its tentacles, and one of them just sinks into your arm. Spikes piercing your skin, leaving little dots of blood that begin trickling down your arm. The middle displaced beast is going to go for Indra, seeing as she's there. So he's going to run up, get an 18.
That hits.
And a natural 2 for 8, 12 damage all up. As, again, one of the tentacles just smashes you across the stomach, leaving those little spots of blood that begin to just pour down across your front. The final displacer beast is going to sprint towards Lucius. Natural 3 on the first one and a 16 on the second one.
Second one hits you.
And so you two take 10 points of damage all up as this tentacle just slams into your hip, piercing your flesh and smashing into you like a closed
I'm sorry,
fist.
I was muted and I did not realize.
Yes.
As it hits Indra, she is going to use her Misty Escape to vanish in a puff of mist and teleports behind the displacer beast. Let's see. Actually, where's she gonna go?
You were going to leave the old man with 2 displacer beasts.
She
on
has
him.
a bow. She can't shoot the bow. She can't shoot. I mean, I suppose it would already be disadvantage. Yeah, okay, you're right. It would already be disadvantage because it's right in front of her because it's the displacer beast. Anyway, so yeah, never mind. She'll stay there.
You can go if you want. That's
Nope,
fine.
too late. I'm sorry for interrupting.
That is alright. It is now Og's turn.
Well, hold on a moment, because I have a reaction.
Has Morgan learned to play TNT?
Hey, I'm learning. I believe I have it right this time, though. So when this thing...
He was inspired by my reaction to use his reaction.
I'm not going to say that didn't remind me or nothing, but you know. But yes, I will use my Hellish Rebuke. So as I take a blast from this thing, Lucius will step back and this almost inhumanly demonic sort of scream issues forth. It looks like these black sort of tendrils kind of wrap around his face and come out at this thing. I believe it's done at 1 level higher, so it's 3d10.
Do you have to make an attack roll for that, or is that a saving throw?
Creature that just damaged you takes 2d10 fire damage, but I do it at 1 level higher, so it's 3d10. Dex save for half.
Uh-huh.
I got a 9, a 9, and a 10, so that is 29.
Damn, son. He is got a dirty 20 total.
Oh,
Um,
that's
That's still
that
better
was-
than nothing.
that was still a lot of damage. How much was it?
29, so whatever that is in half, 14.
It's free 14 damage. Decent.
And that would be it for my reaction, obviously.
And that
Okay, I
is-
do have one quick question, though.
Oh, yeah.
I have that as a, like, once... Never mind, it's once per day. So, okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Og, your turn. Mr. Bloodbear.
That's gonna be a 19 to hit.
Well, you're hitting the one that Lucius, or attacked Lucius. It's probably the closest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
19 to hit, did you
Did
say?
you roll with disadvantage?
No.
It is a displacer beast.
Okay. Well, still 19 because I rolled higher that time. Good. So that is going to be 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. So, as
And then I fail.
as you strike this beast, it's sort of like flickering, and its image is hard to hit. And then, as soon as you strike it, it solidifies and you can tell exactly where it is.
The
Alright.
second hit isn't a
Yes, so the
disadvantage.
second hit isn't a disadvantage.
Did you still miss on the second?
Yeah, I missed.
Oh, okay.
Okie dokie. Ezra.
All right. Let's go up and attack one of the beasts.
Okay, the one that Olga and Alucius on is closest to you, but you can still make it to one of the others if you would rather.
Is the one that's closest to me the one that's fairy fired?
No. That is one that's all up in Soul.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
It's very unpleasant.
And I shall attack it. First one is definitely going to be a miss. And the other one is a 21 to hit.
That's a hit.
For a whopping 6 points of damage.
6 points.
Yep.
And you see this is supposed to be solidifies as well, and so now attacks will have advantage on it until the next turn. Is that everything you had?
Yes.
Okay. Behind you, the bubbling water stops. And if any of you were looking, you would see...
I was. Definitely.
I mean, you just hit a displaced beast, so...
No, I didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't. Never
She
mind.
hasn't gone yet.
I
Yeah.
haven't had my turn yet.
Very well. That's probably a good thing. So you see a shape begin to darken in the water before three gigantic blue, black, sort of greyish tentacles rear up out of the water and make attacks on the three closest to the water, which will be, in fact, it won't be the three, it will be Alucius, Og, and either Alucius or Og, and I'm gonna say Og. And these tentacles sort of move, so they have a mind of their own. Kind of this twisting, almost we would describe it as robotic style of movement, not like the fluid, smooth, natural movement of the displacer beasts. There's something even more wrong and eldritch about this, the way these tentacles move and behave. And they're coated in just this greenish, slimy filth. So, Alucius. That is going to be a 27 to hit.
Not quite.
I need a Constitution saving throw, please. And you take 8 bludgeoning damage.
Constitution is an 11.
That is a fail, I'm afraid. So you are considered diseased. This disease has no effect for 1 minute. And I just, if you could keep track of each turn you have,
Okay.
just so that we can count up to a minute, so that I don't have to track it, because
Yep.
hella people be...
What was the damage on that again?
8.
Gotcha.
So yeah, just get a die or whatever and tick it up one every time you have a turn. That'd be sweet.
Yep.
Og, 2 attacks on you. Natural 1 for the first, and a 28 on the second. So I'm going to need that con save as well, please. And you're going to take 10 bludgeoning. You there, Andrew?
Yes.
Con save, buddy.
That is going to be a 22.
You succeed. This kind of hideous green bile that's on these tentacles seemingly has no effect. You only take 10 damage.
All right.
And that is the turn of Nydaharlotelepthalon. Lucius.
So I got one displacer in front of me. Where's the second one? There's one on Sol and there's
The
third
second
one
or
still?
third, yeah. Sol and Indra.
Okay. Getting smacked by this thing, he turns around. These tentacles come out of the water. Og's beside him as well. I'll hold my hand up and just a small into my hands. You can see this bluish glitter kind of drift off. I'll use Fairy Fire on this one displacer beast in front of me. I don't think it's 20-foot radius, but I don't know if it catches the other one or not.
So yeah, you could pick either the one in front of you or the other one.
I'll do the one in front of me, that way Og has a better chance.
Totes.
And then be like, Og, hurry up and take care of this beast. And I'll give him one of my inspiration die, which I believe is a D8 now, actually. Yeah. Sweet. So you're going to have a D8 to your next roll there, Andrew. And that'll be it.
Sorry, I need to make that deck save, don't I? Oh, that was cocked. That is... Oh, it sat on 19 for the longest time, and then it went to a natural 1. So your magic kind of hems in this thing, making it easy to see where it is. No more disadvantage. Indra?
So, Indra, seeing this thing come up out of the water,
Well,
do the tentacles seem to, like, they kind of coalesce in, like, the same type area, yes, or come from?
You get the impression that it is one creature, yes.
Okay, in the center of where I think that might be, Indra is going to, like, raise her hands and, like, her hair lifts and, like, the whirls and her, like, her skin kind of, like, flicker white and then black as, like, her eyes go completely dark for a moment as she, like, summons the hunger of Hadar in the center of the pool where the tentacles are coming up out of.
Hot tentacle on tentacle action.
Yes. So a void, she creates a void and a warp in the reality and fabric of space. The area will be difficult terrain, and any creature that starts its turn in the area takes 2d6 cold damage. Any creature that ends its turn in the area must succeed a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 acid damage as milky otherworldly tentacles rub up against it. And it is also blinded, as no light, magical or otherwise, may illuminate the area.
Interesting. I'll have you remind me of those on its turn, please.
All right.
Thank you.
That is my action. For my bonus action, I am going to look at Sol and say, this is very, very bad. As the displacer beast kind of like snarls at them both.
Quite. The displacer beasts.
Yes, beasts. What? Describe to me how you cast something of darkness and awfulness and tentacleness. Like, is it channeling this older voice of yours? Do your eyes go black? Is it like heavily chaos, or is it more like elementally? Or
It's a little bit of both.
okay, because I'm sure he would have some time to like see that you are channeling something darker.
It is definitely the darkest of the spells that Indra has cast, but this is also the darkest thing that we have come across.
No, I know. It's just for
got
him
it.
to note. He's just noting it.
It's like
Yes.
that thing with Ilya where it's like, once we're out of this, we'll need to talk about it. Making zombies or whatever.
It is an old
Say this
thing.
trick.
Yeah.
Like him.
I mean, my headcanon, I don't know if this is something you want or not, but it's more like an oceanic darkness rather than the eclipse darkness. Like it's bottom of the ocean, weird, gribbly, but in a different way. It's not evil necessarily, it's just...
Okay.
There has definitely been like a hint of like the natural with Indra's magic. Like it's still dark tinged because she is a warlock or whatever, but it still like feels right if to Soul, if that makes any kind of sense. Like
Okay.
maybe familiar, but maybe not.
The tentacles are more octopus
Yes.
than Cthulhu. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. If there's a natural world to it, then farewell. Is at the bottom of the initiative
That
for
is your
us.
turn, sir.
I was wondering, does Darla have a turn or a say,
That
or is she
is
like running for the
an
hills?
excellent question. I'm going to say yes, but there will be a saving throw for the poor dear. Would someone like to roll me a d20?
Oh, I will. Hold on. I've got the unicorn dice. Let me roll the unicorn dice. It's a big one. Oh, that makes me sad. 6.
6. You see, Darla sort of let out this terrified whinny being surrounded by all these chaotic monsters, and she begins backing away, back the way you came. Not going a full run, but she's like, her head is kind of thrashing from side to side, and she's like stamping her feet, trying to get away from the displaced beast.
That is more than reasonable reaction to the situation we're in.
She's not happy, though.
Okay. These tentacles, they are Cthulhu-esque in nature, mostly, but now they're mostly covered in darkness-ish. Are they still coming out from 25 feet away from the shore, or they've moved up before they came out of the water?
The tentacles, yeah, they moved up. They are long. They're not like length of the lake long, but yeah, the Indra saw a dark shape kind of moving close to the surface.
Sol is mostly. I'm going to declare that Sol is mostly not, although he's very perceptive, but he is roughly attacked by 2 displacer beasts in the opposite direction at this moment. So I don't think he's quite latched on to what entirely is going on. Behind him, one of them has the mark on, making them much easier to hit. Is there something else I could do? So normally ranged things would be disadvantage in combat, but also it is shiny, so it evens out. So I could frostbite it, which would give it disadvantage on its next attack. I don't imagine they're particularly con-heavy creatures. I don't have a huge amount else without blowing what little high-level spells I have left. So I am going to frostbite it, the one that I thinged.
Con save?
Fairy fired. It is a con save, sir.
17.
That is my DC.
Excellent.
God damn it.
Con is actually the second highest stat. Wouldn't you believe it?
Interesting. He does not. I mean, I wasn't going to charm the creature, was I? So, like, that does not do anything. So he tries to form these ice crystals on it, and it kind of shrugs it off.
Just
or
snarls at you.
Okay. Is there a way that I can navigate further from the tentacles while still remaining in contact with the displacer beast and not getting an opportunity attack? Or
I mean, you can
way?
definitely like turn around it. Though you don't believe you're in range of the tentacles at all in this current position.
Okay. I'd still like. he would try and get some distance as
Fair.
much as he could while
Yeah, you can
struggling
sort of
with the
like
tentacles.
spin around the displacer beast like the start of a
To one of its
boxing match.
sides. Yeah.
Very well. And then it will lash out and strike you.
Great.
18.
Is that just my armor save now? Yep, that's just my armor save.
Armor save. 11 points of damage all up. Combination bludgeoning, piercing, if it matters.
Oof.
The tentacle
I've been hit twice and I'm roughly at half health. That's not good.
tentacle just smashes into you again, like scratching you across the skin, blood bubbling up. The other one is going to go for Ezra, who just attacked it. Or I think she attacked you. Yeah, that's a miss. Ezra's got baller AC. And the final one is going to turn and go for Lucius. With a crit, boy.
Oh no.
So, Morgan, you take 10 bludgeoning and 4 piercing, 14 all up.
And you'll see Lucius's smile. He looks over his shoulder at this thing in the water, preparing as he gets clobbered. That puts me down.
That puts you down.
You unconscious?
I am.
Oh damn.
Lucius collapses.
If you'd done that a moment ago, I could have bonus actioned healing word, but okay.
Og.
If he would have done 1 less damage, I would have been okay.
Oh damn it.
Should have asked him nicer. Og,
Yes.
it is your go, sir.
Alright.
Your friends are suffering. Start hitting Andrew, goddammit.
That's going to be a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Alright. That's going to be 11 points of damage.
You now have advantage on the next strike. Because it was fairy fired, so...
I crit.
Very nice.
Woo!
How do you do those?
You can choose double the dice or double the number you roll.
So, like, I can roll damage and then double it?
So if it's a d6, you can roll a d6 and double it, or you can roll 2d6. Up to you, whatever you prefer.
Cool. Cool. Then that's going to be 16 points damage.
16 points. Very nice.
That'll be it? Yep, that'll be it.
Okay. And this Displacer Beast is still looking relatively unhurt. And it's just put Lucius down beside you. Ezra.
Oh boy. I think I'm going to strike the Displacer Beast in front of me.
Do it.
And they're just regular hits, right?
Yes. Yeah, that one is.
One is
The first one is a regular hit. If you do damage on it, then it will be advantage.
all right, well I have a Kraken.
On the first one.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Woo! Maybe smite?
Sweet.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna smite. Oh no, I got a dice. Yeah, let's drop a good smite in there. Like a 2nd level smite.
Ooh, boy. Smashing down.
Uh, 47 points of damage on the first one.
Ooh.
Ouch!
It
And then
is
roll with
Still
Advantage on the second one?
Yes.
The second one's a miss. It's a 9 and a 1. What in the 9 would be a 15. That doesn't happen
That's
to
a
hit,
hit.
does it? All
That's a
right. See, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. 12 points of damage.
Oh, it is all but dead. Still alive, but like dropping onto its knees and like kind of trying to roll away, drag itself away from you. It is the turn of the tentacles. One tentacle.
They are going to take
Oh yes, thank you.
10 points of cold damage.
10 points of cold damage.
Also technically blinded, depending on where the creature is, but it was already under the water, so I don't know.
I
Right?
don't
There
know
was
if
darkness
yes,
stuff.
it
So.
is blinded with no light, magical, or otherwise can illuminate the area, and there are soft whispers and slurping noises coming from the spear.
Very well. How much did it take? Sorry.
10 points of cold damage.
10. Okay. So, Indra, you hear a voice in your head, a different voice to the one you normally hear.
I don't know what you're talking about, the voice that I normally hear.
And it says, "Take this away."
I will take it away if you leave us alone, she says out loud.
You get no response, but the tentacles thrash madly. So,
yeah.
1 on Lucius,
But-
2 on Og, all at disadvantage.
Is ooh, yay.
Lucius does a... Ooh.
Lucius is dying on the floor.
Yeah, I'm down on the ground, so.
Oh, so it's at advantage anyway, or it would be at advantage normally, wouldn't it?
It's not within the 5
It's not within
feet.
5 feet
That's
doing a coup de grace.
Yeah.
It's not trying. It could still hit you.
Yeah, but it
Yes.
doesn't get advantage because he is prone.
Oh, I see.
Because it is not within 5 feet.
So it's still
It is
disadvantage.
technically a ranged. It is technically a ranged attack.
A tentacle's
I
not.
guess it has like 20-foot
Well,
reach or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
tentacle's a
20-foot
melee
reach,
weapon
but-
attack.
But the creature itself is not within 5 feet of him.
Well,
it
its
just has
tentacle is
20
part of the
foot.
creature. Like
But
your
it-
hand is you.
But was the tentacle like laying there on the ground 5 feet away from Lucius before
Well, no,
it snapped
but
at him?
It was in melee with me.
It had just hit him. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
does a 14 hit?
I believe it's right on the money. Yes, right on the money.
Then it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
So you're gonna take a failed
Yep, I got it.
thingy, death save, and it's gonna wrap around your leg and begin pulling you into the water.
Oh no!
So
That is not leaving us alone.
You'll be
Andrea.
dragged. You'll be dragged 10 feet into the water. So your head is still above the water at the moment, but the rest of you is starting to be submerged.
Oh no!
Then 2 attacks on you at disadvantage. Oh, that's a natural 20 or a 17. And a 19. Do those hit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I need 2 Constitution saving throws, please. And you take 13 bludgeoning on the first one. And
21 and 23.
Okay, you succeed both of those, no problem. So 13 bludgeoning on the first one, and 9 bludgeoning on the second one.
Alright.
And that is the turn of Nydaharlotelepthalon.
It doesn't move, so it is going to Dex save.
Okie dokes. 13.
I mean, her DC is really bad. Yeah, that's going to save, but half of 7 for 3 points of acid damage.
Very nice. Lucius, your turn. Death saving throw, please.
It sure is. Well, I'll see Lucius as he goes down. It looks like he's getting ready to sit up for a moment before this other tentacle wraps around him and bashes him down once again. Blood continues to pour from the side of his mouth, and his heaving sort of slows a little bit as he gets dragged into the water, because that's another failure.
Excellent.
Oh no.
Hope someone saves you before it's the turn of this guy again. Indra?
How far away am I from Lucius?
You are... well, considering you teleported away...
No, I didn't.
Or you teleported to the far side of the displacer beast.
No, I didn't.
She said it didn't make a difference because it's always going to be disadvantage, so she didn't. So she's been
So-
next to me
okay,
with the
okay.
fighting
Yeah, I've been
thing.
there.
So
Yeah.
then 25 feet.
25 feet. Okay. And so I can run up to him and grab him.
If you want to take some...
Yes,
attacks
I
of
will take an
opportunity.
attack of opportunity from the displaced beast as Indra kind of hauls ass across the... what?
It misses.
Sweet. Indra just kind of like the wind, just woof towards Lucius. She's going to pull out of her pouch some of that blood we got from the crab.
The Horiodex.
I
yes.
have the Horiodex blood stats
Uh,
somewhere. Did you
some-
write them down?
Either way.
We have 15d4 individual Horiodex healing
Yeah.
crab juice vials.
She's going to crack open one of the vials and maybe and shove it into Alicia's mouth. She might hit some teeth.
Thermidor potions. Yeah. Alicia's heals 1d4.
That is 2 hit points to Alicia. Was that my action?
That was your bonus.
That was just my bonus?
Yeah.
You are a kind and generous DM.
Mm.
So, as is he still being like tangled up by the tentacle?
Yeah, it's just around his leg. It doesn't look like it's got a particularly good hold. It's just pulling him down.
Okay, well then I am going to fire off some shots into the center, where I think the center mass is.
Okie dokie.
That is going to be a 18 and a 13 to hit.
Okay. The 18 hits.
For really 1 plus 6. Oh, okay, that's not bad. 7 points of damage. It is magical damage.
That is very nice. In that case, is that your turn?
That is my movement, my bonus, and my action.
Okay.
So yes, that is my turn.
Dan, would you please roll me 1d20?
Oh god. 2.
All right. You see Dala finally turns tail and runs away.
Okay. Okay.
And it is your turn. Though before we do that, there's something I forgot to do. Indra,
Uh-huh.
what is your greatest desire?
My greatest desire. I do believe I gave you that in our session 0.
No, I know, but I'd like a reminder, please.
Indra's greatest desire is for Sefena to have a body again.
Very well. That's all I needed. Sol.
Okay. Hmm. I have two options, and you can tell me if the first one is too annoying for you to deal with, and I'll just go with the second one. My last third level spell slot, I can either do conjure animals, which I never ever take, but we kind of take interesting things in this session. So I took it, and I have call lightning. So if you can't be bothered with the paperwork, I can call lightning and start lightning.
If you conjure animals, that's fine, but you deal with the animals.
Okay. Technically, I think how it's played is the DM chooses which animals are
Okay,
summoned.
I'll choose which animals. But you have to.
So I can tell you all about it. It's one beast of rating 2, 2 beasts of rating 1, 4 beasts of rating half, or 8 beasts of rating quarter. And I can go find the stats. I've already got websites up for finding creature stats.
Yeah, me too.
But I thought it was kind of very soul-ish. So if you want to do it that way,
Yeah. So it was. Could you just give me that little table or whatever you just said?
I'll just put it in the chat.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Thank you.
That doesn't come out super clearly, but it's there.
Yeah, gotcha.
So basically, he will start singing some sort of Sylvan Druidic song and call animals to come help them. I'm not sure what creatures live in the lake or by the lakeside.
Okay.
But
this is very interesting. I will say this.
crocodiles.
Roll me 2d6, please, and tell me
2d6.
the individual numbers.
Okay. Individual numbers. One is a 5 and one is a 1. Apply them as you wish.
So, the first creature you see is what appears to be a rock, a large boulder. But then it kind of stirs and begins to move, and as you watch, a giant toad pulls itself from the slimy shores of the lake to come to your aid. The second is even more interesting because, as far as you can tell, nothing has happened.
Oh.
Though, after a moment, you see spurting across the surface of the lake a what appears to be a giant albino octopus.
Oh, good. Covering both bases.
Charging towards, and that's just the normal giant octopus stats, though. You know.
Cool. I got giant toad, got giant octopus up. You meant to roll initiative for them as a group, so I can do that now, or you can have them go after my turn. Or...
They'll just go on your turn.
Right. Are they going now?
Yeah. Do it.
I don't need to bonus action heal anyone because he's already gone up. So the giant octopus, of which it is large size, many tentacles.
This octopus is the same size as the eldritch creature.
Oh, really?
You.
Yeah. So yes, he's still, I think, just constantly going to be singing this kind of natural-sounding song, this kind of hymn of the elves and of nature, and the giant octopus will start wrestling with the eldritch creature. Apparently, it has underwater camouflage. How interesting. Tentacles.
There's tentacle on tentacle on tentacle action now.
There is so much tentacle action. Reach 15 foot. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's +5 to hit. That's a 23 to hit.
That's a hit, boy.
2d6. +3 for 9 bludgeoning damage. If the target is a creature, it is grappled. Escape DC 16. Until the grapple ends, the target is restrained, and the octopus can't use its tentacles on another attack. So it's been hit. The target is grappled, unless it breaks free.
But it has to break free on its own turn.
Yeah, DC 16.
Fucking Clutch
and it is
octopus.
restrained. So tentacles wrap around the existing tentacles and start pulling them away from Lucius as the albino octopus goes to work.
The albino octopus needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
It does have 15-foot range on this. Can it be outside of your thing, or does it have to be in the thing?
I mean,
Has to end its turn in the thing. So if it is grappling a creature
Yeah.
that is in the thing, it is in the thing. Its tentacles are in the thing, I would argue.
yeah. I think
Okay.
I would
Not to
just-
damage your poor creature, but fair is fair.
The poor creature that has 52 hit points, so it might survive a few rounds of you of your cold. Dex save.
Mm-hmm.
17.
This is for ending its turn there. So it is going to take half of 5. So it takes 2 acid damage.
Oh
If
shit!
it is
Now I have to
immune
like
or
track
resistant-
health on the creatures.
And it is immune or resistant to acid damage, that is 1.
It's not. It's an octopus.
I mean, it could be.
Octo. 50 out of 52.
I gotta
You
say, I
did it.
kind of love the weird octopus imagery of the, the like overcoming the tentacles as a metaphor for this campaign.
I think I'd like him summoning nature that this world isn't quite done
Also,
defending itself.
Quite.
It's
Also,
quite
I
nice.
want- There you go.
Sorry, I was going to move on to the toad. What were we saying?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I want a clutch octopus T-shirt. But
Clutch octopus. Yeah. Toad. The toad.
Now the toad is on the shore, so it's probably nearest the displacer beast that is fighting Og. Just
Sure. Is that one displaced or not at the minute?
that one is fairy fired.
Yep.
Although no,
Oh.
is fairy fire
No,
concentration.
I think it is.
Ooh, I believe
I think
it
it would have
Uh,
dropped when he
yeah,
went
you
down.
would've dropped it then.
Yep.
So, but that one is currently solid, not displaced.
So it is going to make a bite attack. Those were both good rolls. The plus its modifier is 18 to hit.
18 to hit. That's a hit, sir.
That's a hit, sir. Excellent. That is 5 damage. That target is grappled with a DC 13, and until the grapple ends, it is restrained, and it cannot bite another target.
Damn.
So Og like sees over or hears over his shoulder this wobble, 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 as it like bounces towards the combat, and then just goes whack, and like this huge tongue wraps around the creature
I love it.
and restrains it,
I'm so happy.
but it's slowly being drawn into its mouth.
See this utter panic on this displacer beast's face. Is
Great.
that you and your menagerie's turn?
That is me and the menagerie's turn as
Okay.
I
So
worry.
is the displacer beast go? So he's gonna try and break grapple. DC 13, you said.
For the toad, yes.
Rolled a 12. It has a +4 strength. It is still grappled.
Great. It is being drawn inexorably towards the moor.
So it's grappled
Toad
and
moor.
restrained, correct?
It is restrained, grappled and restrained. And I cannot bite another target, and then it's going to get swallowed.
That is its turn. Then.
Great.
As for the ones on you, displacer beast 1
Shit.
is going to get 22 to hit. And you
Hits.
take 9 bludgeoning and piercing. Displacer
Ouch.
beast 2 is going to go and finally hit Ezra with a 21. For
Yay.
11 bludgeoning and piercing.
I passed the concentration check.
Lovely. And that is the displacer beast's go. Og. There's a displacer beast in front of you, slowly being swallowed by a frog. Toad. My apologies.
If you were a smart betting orc, it's going to get swallowed in a second, and it might not be so much of a problem. But
I'm
it's
just
also
gonna
restrained,
poke
so
at
it's
it.
really easy to hit.
Yeah,
So
I'm
it's
just
up to
gonna
you.
like kind of poke at it so it gets swallowed faster.
You're gonna push it into the mouth.
So, are you taking the help action on the?
Yeah.
All right. I am very happy with.
I love that so much, Andrew. You just like roll it up, push it into the
You
mouth.
just like fold in the tentacles and like hook them under the
Yep.
into the frog's mouth. Okay. Well.
It just ties them up into a knot so they fit in better.
Oh my god, that actually neutralizes a displacer beast because they don't have a bite attack for some reason. The only thing they can do is tentacles, so that's how you beat them. Any bonus actions or movement, Og?
Nope. Nope.
Excellent. Ezra.
So, Lucius is still down, right?
No, he's up. He's been healed.
He's on 2 hit.
Oh,
He's
good.
on 2 hit points.
That's right.
Healed. It's fine.
He's healed. He's not in any danger of failing
Yeah.
any death saves.
Ezra, save him quickly! This is horrible. The tentacles have him.
Why must
I mean-
all life's decisions be so difficult?
I'm kidding.
I mean, the tentacle is still on his foot.
The tentacle is still on his foot,
Yeah.
but I don't know that.
You could see him trying to scrabble away and pull himself free. Eh?
Yes,
The
but
tentacle
doesn't
is
he
restrained, technically.
Oh
by a-
shit, that's true. The octopus's tentacle very carefully came around and pulled away the tentacle from around you. You are free because it can be restraining you if it's restrained, or grappling you
okay.
if it's grappling.
Okay.
Or whatever.
So then I can attack without worrying about anything.
No guilt.
No guilt.
Woo! Guilt free.
I'm going to attack at the one that's probably on 1 hit point.
2. So you know.
Oh,
be careful.
double that. For a 21 to hit.
That hits. You cut this displacer beast in 2, near enough.
And then there's another one that's attacking, correct?
There is another one. So that's
All right.
the one that's been attacking you.
So? Oh, no.
No, the one that's been attacking you. The one that's attacking Soul is still going.
All right, then I will take a strike at that one and get a 19
Hits.
for 11 points of damage.
Very nice. The displaced beast is looking relatively rough. And now it is the turn of the grappled gatekeeper.
It is going to take 7 points of cold damage. There is no save for that one. It just takes it.
And Nydaharlotelepthalon will try and escape with a
DC 16.
13. Natural 8.
Kaiju battle!
That is a dexterity saving throw. A disadvantage because it is restrained.
That is a natural 3 for
It
2
takes
total.
9 points of acid damage.
God damn, you finally found the combo.
Randomly rolling an octopus. And
Who
using
knows
more
that
tentacles.
there's severe tentacle synergy in D&D 5e. And that is the abysmal turn of Nydaharlotelepthalon. Lucius, it is your go, buddy.
Alright. So I'm not grappled anymore, right? So I can take the restrained off me?
Correct. You have been saved by an albino gigantic octopus.
Alright. So with that, you guys will see Lucius as he scrabbles like crazily up these rocks out of this water, looking like a sopping wet goat. There's just one left, right? Besides one that's getting eaten.
There's one being eaten and one, being punched.
Alright, well, in that case, I'm just going to don my healing potion. I have one of them, so I'll just use that since the others look like they got it. So yeah, I'll just be scrambling out of the water like crazy, trying to get away from this thing and digging in my pack before I grab this potion and down it.
That's your bonus action if you want to do something else.
Well, I was... Okay, in that case... well, I might as well. I'll draw my Gentabar bow then, I guess. My crossbow, and load that up. Will that be an action, or...
Yeah, that's your action.
Okay, then yeah. I'll get my weapon out, and at least to the ready.
No, so it was the action to drink the potion, or a bonus action to drink the potion, so you can attack as an action.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Shoot her! I mean, shoot it!
Rolled halfway across the floor. Let's see. 14 plus 3 is 17.
17 hits.
Has this one been hurt before?
This one has been hurt, yeah.
It's a little sensitive about that, though.
Alright, well, I'll use one of my extra inspiration points to add a little bit more damage. Yeah. 19 damage total.
Damn,
You
son.
see these black, almost demonic-y looking skulls strike into this thing at the same time as the bolt does as well, letting out these strange demonic sort of whispers as they whisper around this thing.
Where have you been this whole time?
Unconscious.
That's a good answer. Is that your turn then?
Yep, that'll be it.
Indra.
It is Indra's turn, and she is going to back away from the shore so that she is not quite right up on the water. She's going to shoot twice with her bow with some really good hits. A 20 to hit and a 26 to hit.
Both hit.
I didn't say. No, yeah, I'm just gonna sit with the regular. Ooh, that is 13 points of magical piercing damage, and 14 points of magical piercing damage.
What was this on, sorry?
Nydaharlotelepthalon.
Okay.
That is my action. And she's backed away a little bit. Bonus action will be to say, I told you to leave. She says, trying to make herself seem more menacing.
There is no response.
She still is like holding her hands out like wide, and like her hair's all like flying up. She's like puffing herself up like a giant puffer fish with her hair. Just like, I told you to leave.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Studio Ghibli thing where the hair starts to
Yes.
rise at the back when they get angry. Yeah.
Yep. She's got total Ghibli hair because of the Genasi thing.
Yeah. Jade, can you roll me a d20, please?
No.
Yes. That's a 15.
Okay. Nothing that you can see happens. As a response.
That's comforting.
Sol in the menagerie.
Excellent. I'm going to start with the menagerie because they're more interesting. Giant toad with help from Og. So swallowing with advantage. That is 19 to hit.
That's a hit, sir.
So the toad makes a bite attack against a medium or smaller creature. I'm presuming they are medium? If the attack hits, the target is swallowed, and the grapple ends. The swallowed target is blinded, restrained, has total cover against all other attacks and effects from the outside of the toad, but takes 3d6 acid damage at the start of each of its turns. The toad can only have one target swallowed. If the toad dies, the swallowed creature is no longer restrained, blah, 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 and can escape the corpse using 5 feet of movement exiting prone. But while in there, it is blind and restrained. So it is currently swallowed and will take damage at the start of its turn.
Yeah.
It's gone.
The toad still has its movement.
It does. So
I mean, I know what I would do if I was a toad.
It's currently quite full, but yes, it will hop in an almost comical fashion towards the combat with Sol in, who is being beaten to death by this displacer beast.
That's interesting.
For now, at least, because I don't want my guy to die and the
makes
people
sense.
go away. And the ginormous octopus
Is going to take, I'm sorry, only 3 points of cold damage.
on a failure.
No,
so it doesn't
cold
roll
damage.
at the start. It only rolls at the
Okay.
end,
Yeah.
but it takes damage twice.
Okay, I did roll a massive failure there for whatever, but
Well, you
that's
don't
fine.
have to worry about it because you weren't
Yay!
supposed to roll.
So, this creature is still grappled and restrained. The octopus can't use the tentacles on another target. I think that means that I can use it to like hit it and squeeze it.
Yeah, you can definitely squeeze it.
The other thing you can do is ink cloud, but it does, like it's already in darkness.
Yeah.
So, squeeze. 18 to hit.
18 hits.
2d6 plus 3. Throw one of the dice on the floor. 10 damage as the tentacles
Man,
squeeze on the thing.
remind me to make like a tentacle druid.
I forgot to roll with advantage because it was restrained. I am dumb. Oh well.
Giant octopus is actually pretty baller.
Yeah.
It's got a really good stat line.
Now it needs to make a dex save for the acid damage.
At the end of its turn. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I said I failed to roll massively, I rolled a 3. I've just rolled a 4. So hit me the acid damage.
I mean, Indra's save is pretty low. What is its dex?
Its dex is +1. It got a 5.
Okay, it takes 9 points of acid damage. And I'm sorry.
38 out of 52.
And it's all been I'm sorry.
Do I need to heal the octopus?
But it is doing really good damage to the thing too.
It is. I was surprised how you managed to roll both the things with like grapply restraining effects, and it really helped.
Yeah.
Well, so there's one displacer beast in front of me.
There is one in front of you, yeah, and one coming up behind you, I suppose, inside your pet toad.
Inside the pet toad. This one isn't the fairy-fired one. That's
Correct.
dead, right?
That is bad.
Oh god, I have a whole action.
Yeah.
I might disengage and hobble away, so I don't die. Because if it has a good turn of attacks, it might kill me. I'm gonna disengage and hobble away from the toad as well. I'm gonna like go to where Darla went ish, just further away.
Are you
35 feet.
heading in that direction?
Yes,
That's what he said.
I've disengaged and moved a wide berth around the combat, and
You
then gone in that direction.
You see Darla is like standing behind a sort of rocky outcrop, like watching the fight and pawing the ground and like shaking her head. And if you were trying to determine the mindset of this creature at the moment, it would be conflicted.
Sure. I will like basically say a few calming words along the lines of "pookie pookie pookie" to the creature.
You calling me a trestle?
Yeah, that's my go.
Alright. It is the Displacer Beast go. Does he take the 3d6 now?
The 3d6 acid damage is at the beginning of his turn. For the one in the toad. That is 8 acid damage.
8.
Unfortunately, not as high as I
Does
would
it have to
liked.
try and escape or anything?
Um,
Or can it?
It is blinded and restrained, with total cover from other outside attacks. The toad can only have one target swallowed. If the toad dies, a swallowed creature is no longer restrained by it.
Oh, right. Okay, so
And can
it is
escape.
in there until the toad dies.
I think, yes. Yeah, I think you can make I would imagine you could make disadvantageous attacks, because you're restrained and blinded. Doesn't stop you from attacking, and you could
Yeah.
do some damage to the inside of it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Alright. 2 tentacle attacks, somehow. Oh! Okay, one's a crit, one's an 18. It ain't over till the fat toad sings, I guess.
Well, they're at disadvantage, so
Oh,
the
fuck. Okay, so that one's an 18 then.
Yes, it is.
And a natural 3 there. Okay, so 1 hit.
One hit.
So, 9 points of bludgeoning and piercing.
It has gone 30 to 30 out of 39 health from the creature inside.
Beautiful. And then it is the turn of the other one, who is gonna take a swing at Ezra, or 2 swings at Ezra. That's gonna be a miss and a miss. Those were 2 bad rolls.
Woo.
So there's just these tentacles like flailing around, kind of panicked now. As this encounter goes off the rails. Og, as it stands, you see a lot of...
He was AFK.
Oh,
I'm not
you
sure.
might be AFK.
Are you back at Andrew? I don't think Andrew's back
Okay,
yet.
we'll just jump him in whenever he comes back. Unless, do we want to take a quick break here? And
We
then
could
continue?
break.
We can break.
Yeah.
Works
Okay.
for me.
Be right back.
Boy.
Be right back.
That spell is hella dope.
Hello.
That spell's so dope. I love it.
Hello.
What's so dope, sorry?
That spell.
I know a lot of people don't bother taking it because it's a lot of fuss. And also, like, there is the OP nature of it when the player chooses, but it specifically says the DM chooses the creatures,
Yeah.
basically. Because lots of people like to abuse it for creating lots of little goats or something. Like, a swarm of quarter creatures does more damage than a big one.
Yeah.
But
Bounded
I think we hit a really nice and appropriate level. I wanted something aquatic, or at least something that could go between the two sides, amphibious.
Yeah. Well, I was
and
like,
you gave me both.
I think
so
2 CR1 creatures was like quite a good
yeah,
level for that. And I like went on because my like one of my apps had like lists them by CR or whatever.
yes.
So I was like looking at the CR1 creatures. I was like, that's like there's so many good ones like brown bear, direwolf,
CR CR1 is a
eagle.
really nice level.
Yeah, giant hyena, giant octopus, giant spider, giant toad, giant vulture, tiger, swarm of quippers, I guess.
I want quippers are like
Piranhas, yeah,
basically.
Oh,
In this, but yeah, I wanted something that could do both, and I wasn't sure what you were
get you a
gonna
toad who
choose.
can do both.
I love the giant toad. I'm not sure it's Sol actually. It might be. It's one that I like transforming into as a druid
Yeah.
because you can just delete someone from a combat by taking them inside the mouth. And like it's a very early CR large creature, so other people can ride you and you also can jump crazy far.
Yeah.
So it's real useful.
And being able to do 3d6 damage to something that you've deleted, like
Yes.
without
Yeah.
having to roll for it is very
There has
easy.
been a couple of one-shots where I've transformed into giant toads and it has made a serious difference because you can continue to concentrate on things as a wild shape. So you can have like a flaming sphere running around at the same time as you giant toading.
Damn son.
Or if you were to cast 2 level 3 spells, it could be Core Lightning, which is not insignificant.
No.
Sol has had a good session. Nat 20 in a Dispel Magic to bring back a angelic horse creature is possibly my favorite moment, but
Yeah, that's a dope one.
this is good.
I super enjoyed that you've leaned hard into the this is a mini campaign that's kind of weird, so I'm just gonna start taking spells that we don't really normally take because it's there's some cool ass shit in there.
Like, for instance, I always take Flaming Sphere because it's one of my favorite druid spells, but I didn't, and I took Moonbeam, which we used in one of the previous episodes, and I said because of the whole celestial connection in this setting.
Yeah, I've super enjoyed just being able to not worry about a lot of the normal things I worry about when I'm running games and just enjoy the story. Like this game is super railroady, which normally I kind of freak out about, but for the story that we're trying to tell, this just sort of works, and it's kind of just like a mega dungeon.
I think for games of this style, those kind of railroad is expected.
Yeah, and it's definitely not something I will want to do again for a long time. Is have a super railroady game. If we do a different game on Sundays or whatever in this time slot, it will not be that. It will be something else. But yeah, it's been super rewarding to be able to just decide this lore, and I said this before, but you are knocking it out of the park, Dan, with the way you're dropping lore and the way Solanum acts like an old elf, because that's quite hard to convey, but I think you're doing a bang up fucking job. So
that is very kind of you to hear. I don't really play elderly characters, but I'm trying.
it just
trying to give that age.
Sounds like he's thought about everything he's gonna say for 10 minutes before he says it. You know what I mean?
He's had a lifetime to think about.
Yeah, he's got brevity, but also super poignant way of speaking. It's excellent.
That's very kind. So Andrew, it's nice to have you around for one of these sessions and to play off Og a little bit.
Oh,
because I've tried to interact with Og in all of the sessions because we established that he knew blood bears back in the past, and they perform very admirably at the end of the world, basically, and so he was quite keen on you. So I kept making comments, and Rob was filling in the bits. But it's nice to have you there. Also, it's nice that you just fucking rolled up a displacer beast and shoved it into a giant toad.
Yeah, that's one for the memory books, definitely.
I like that Og has like a simple but kind of like a little bit sassy, has a little bit of attitude.
Little.
I really enjoy quite a lot actually.
I'm back.
Lies.
Oh, no.
No, it's not lies. It's true.
All right, that's everyone back, I believe, if Morgan's still here. So,
Yep, yep.
Sorry.
No worries. It's Og's go.
Ah, well. Okay. 22 to hit.
Yeah. So sorry, just like guess status of the field. So one displacer beast is fully inserted into the toad, and the toad has gone over to the fight with Ezra and Sol, and the last remaining displacer beast who isn't inside a toad or dead. The battle of the tentacles in the water is still raging hard.
You could always dwarven thrower the tentacles in the
Well,
water.
apart
Yeah,
from
you've
that-
got a throwing weapon, dude.
Oh,
The
Yeah.
Dwarven thrower is a massive hammer that throws and then it comes back to you.
Yeah, it's Mjolnir.
Mjolnir. All right.
It's Mew
Yeah.
Mew.
I'll throw that at the tentacle in the water for a 24 to hit.
A 24 does hit.
And you can do it again with your second attack, I think. It says when making a ranged attack weapon with his weapon, it immediately flies back after the attack. It doesn't
Yeah,
say
so
the
it's
attack
on the
action.
dwarven. What's the damage on the?
It is a warhammer, so it's a D8.
Cool.
But it's +3.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's D8 plus 3.
If
And
it's,
it does-
if it's a giant, it does 2d8 damage.
Yeah. When you hit with a ranged attack, it deals an extra 1d8, so it's 2d8.
Cool.
2d8 plus 3 plus strength. That is
Uh-huh.
big time power.
$15 damage on the first one.
Nice.
And then so it's been ruled that I can throw it again if I have a
Yep.
second attack. All right. So that's going to be a 22 to hit.
Hits.
Oh, that's going to be lower damage, but not too bad. That's going to be a 10 damage total.
You're rolling 2d8, right?
Yeah, it was just really low on the damage.
Okay.
Dope.
Also, it's a versatile weapon, Andrew, so if you're beating someone in combat with it, it's a d10. Because you can hold it in two
I can
hands.
I can two-hand it.
But
Okay.
throwing is only the one
Cool.
hand damage. Cool.
Dope. Ezra.
Is there a displacer beast still in front of me?
There is.
All right, I shall attack it. With a disadvantage, correct?
Yes.
All right, the first hit's gonna miss. Second hit is gonna be a 20
Hits.
for 5 damage.
Boom.
Get rid of
Still
a
up.
freaking Kraken on that one.
And then it becomes the turn of Nydaharlotelepthalon. Can I have the damage for his being in
Yes.
nightmare?
It is going to be 8 points of cold damage.
Very nice. And
DC 16 to break free if you want to attempt
Actually,
that,
I've-
but you can just attack.
yeah, I have just realized though that the octopus needs to have been making con saves to see if it gets diseased, and if it does get diseased, then the only effect of the disease is that the octopus can only breathe underwater. So I think it's alright.
I roll con save 17, roll con save, that's a 12.
Uh.
It can hold its breath for an hour
Okay.
or breathe underwater.
This is going to be interesting. Roll me a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw for the
The octopus
the octopus.
has no negatives actually. Does not make DC 14, I'm afraid.
So you will see the octopus slowly relinquish its grip on Nydaharlotelepthalon.
No.
As it, until the aboleth dies or is on a different plane of existence, is enslaved.
Oh crap!
It can't take reactions, and but whenever it takes damage, it can repeat the saving throw.
Okay,
Wait,
that is good
What
to
just
know.
happened? Sorry. I
It's enslaved the octopus.
Oh no.
Instead of enslaving one of us, which is a good thing, it has enslaved the octopus, which is a bad thing.
Mm.
And so, that is going to be its action. It doesn't have any bonus actions or anything. So, yeah, that's good.
It's not going to talk shit anymore.
No, it's not happy.
Okay, it needs to make a dex save.
They both do.
Well, you said the octopus moved away.
No,
Did
it
you?
just relinquished
okay.
its grip.
Well, it's not the octopus's turn, so it's just
Oh, true.
I've already done it for the octopus, I think.
Yeah. You have.
That's gonna be a fail. 5.
2 points of acid damage.
Oh no.
Dan, we didn't do damage for the acid.
Did we not?
Toad's stomach. No.
Yeah, you did. I thought
Did
you
we?
did. Wasn't it like 9?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, we did. Sorry, my bad.
Okay. It's just because we broke halfway through
Yeah.
the turn.
In Lucius.
Alright. She took out the displacer beast, right?
No, it's still out.
No.
There's
Alright.
one displacer beast left that's outside of a toad. It's also been hit, so it's not disadvantaged to hit
Yeah.
it.
One extra toad playing a beast. Displacer beast.
Alrighty.
Extra toad.
Thank you.
So, how about a 16 to hit?
16 does hit.
Oh, do I have... Is it fairy fight or anything, or...?
No, it's not fairy fired, but it is normal.
Been hit
Just
struck,
straight roll.
so it's
straight
not-
roll.
Okay, go straight roll.
Listen,
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll knock another arrow and let's see what I do for damage first. 8, 9, 10 damage.
10 damage. Very nice.
And is it still up?
It is.
damn it.
At the end of your turn, Lucius, is that the end of your turn?
It is, because yeah, I don't have no bonus action really at the moment. I'll save my other one.
The Nydaharlotelepthalon is going to use Psychic Drain to suck life from the octopus and heal itself.
Oh no.
The octopus takes 11 psychic damage,
It is down to 27.
and Nydaharlotelepthalon heals.
It's feeding off nature! The parasite!
Though, the octopus gets to repeat its save.
Oh, it took damage, didn't it? That's... No, oh, no! Oh, I thought that was low. It was not. It was a 17.
The octopus sees the true way of the light and comes back.
It's got no negative to wisdom, so it's a
the
smart.
wise old octopus,
Yeah.
loyal to its commander Solana. This
It sees
octopus
the
has a
true way.
better arc than this whole campaign. Indra.
Indra is going to fire some arrows into Nydaharlotelepthalon.
That's totally the name.
I
That's,
think you're getting closer.
that's not a name I have on my sheet, and so I don't actually know who you're trying to attack, I'm afraid. So.
That's
Okay.
its greatest power. You can only strike it if you speak its name.
Nydaharlotelepthalon. What? Nope, that's not the right word.
That is the right word, but it was close.
I think
You don't have to say it.
Nydaharlotelepthalon.
Yes,
Close?
you were so close.
Close enough to hit it with a 23 and a 16.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. That is the same damage on both. That is going to be 9 points of piercing damage.
9.
Is that 9 on?
Huh?
Is that 9 total?
No, 9 and 9.
Okay.
So 18 all up. Sorry, I was not
no,
clear.
No worries. Just make sure.
How close is Indra to the shore right now? Is she within tentacle distance? If she is, she would like to back away a little bit more.
She's not within tentacle distance.
Okay.
She did go and rescue Lucius from
Yeah,
the
but then she
water's
walked
edge.
back, did she not?
Yeah, I
She
did.
is now. Okay, cool.
And I'm giving more space.
Yeah. Who's go? Andrew, roll me 1d20, please.
Five.
Okay.
No.
So you see Dharma getting more skittish again, and she begins backing further away. It is now Sol and the Menagerie's turn.
Yeah, can't blame her. That's fine. Giant Toad, having hopped into combat towards the Ezra Displacer Beast combat, while it has something swallowed, it can bite things again. So it is going to attempt to bite Displacer Beast. It is going to miss horribly. Giant octopus that has seen the way grits its beak and goes in. Tentacles. That is marginally better. 16.
The AC is a 17, I'm afraid.
Oh, damn it.
The dark
Tentacles
forces of
thrash.
Nydaharlotelepthalon.
Yes, the
Alright.
tentacles thrash around.
Yeah. I believe it takes some damage as well.
The beginning of its turn.
Was it in the area
Yeah.
at the beginning of its turn? Because you described it as the tentacles retreating.
I described it relinquishing its hold.
If you want to be like that, okay, fine.
It let go, it didn't move away. It didn't take a move action.
No,
It's
we
just
had
its first
established that it was
since-
the tentacles that were in the range, not the creature itself. So
I mean, if you're going to get a good hold, you have to get, most of the tentacle holding it.
7 cold and dex save for the acid.
16.
That's a save, so it takes 3.
So 10 damage all told.
Yes.
The albino octopus is on 17 health.
Oh,
Out
no.
of 52. I, as Solanum, what am I going to do? So he's continuing to sing. I imagine this sort of melodious nature's song, nature's call to keep these creatures here as part of his concentration. Having got out of the combat and turned back to face it and seen tentacle versus tentacle action, this Nydaharlotelepthalon, whatever.
Yeah, that was closer than C got, to be fair.
Nydaharlotelepthalon.
You had it. You
Yep,
had
good.
it. And you let it slip through your fingers.
Nydaharlotelepthalon. It's really difficult towards the end.
Yeah, that's Nydaharlotelepthalon.
Lotelepthalon. There we go. Nydaharlotelepthalon.
That's it.
It's never revealed its form above the surface.
No,
It's
you've
still
only
just
seen tentacles thus
far. He's gonna be considerably concerned. I presume they are enough similar to Cthulhu-esque tentacles that he may or may not have seen on
Yeah.
the battlefield or something.
You,
So he's on the edge.
Yeah, you know that this is something very dark and very, very old.
Yeah. So the singing voice is faltering a little, but he is keeping it up. I think the best he is going to do is maybe throw a cantrip at that Displacer Beast. So make a con save for Frostbite as he summons the energy Maybe there's a little bit of his extra hand, his regrown hand, like shifting in the similar way that I imagine shifts, and like his fingers are kind of arched as he like creates the frost.
That's gonna be a 17, I'm afraid.
That is his DC, and nothing happens. God damn it!
I think it's the
I
second
mean, that's
time
probably understandable. He is not getting any closer,
Yeah.
but he is continuing to try and channel this Call of the Wild. That's my go.
Very well. The Displacer Beast will lash out twice at Ezra. It's not got any disadvantages or anything, correct?
Nope.
Okay, that's a crit and a
God.
17, I believe. Yeah,
7 to 13.
17.
Well- The 17 misses.
The crit is going to be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17 piercing and bludgeoning damage.
17. Alright.
Yeah,
Oof.
That hurts.
as this tentacle just, smashes into you.
The Displacer Beast inside the toad takes 14 acid damage this turn.
And the Displacer Beast is going to crack back for...
From reality.
Yeah, that's going to be a miss. And... Ooh, that's not bad. Okay, that's a 21 to hit.
Sure.
13 points of damage.
13 damage
Yeah.
to the toad. Very well.
The... yeah, and that's their go. Og.
Mhm.
There's a Displacer Beast remaining.
And also Nydahar to his friends.
Found.
You could throw your dwarven thrower at.
Please kill something.
Come on, Andrew. Hit the tentacle thing.
Stay
'Cause,
awake.
So far, it's only been like me and the tentacle and the squid hitting it. So
Octopus.
I've been busy.
Alright, that is a 18 to hit?
That's a hit.
14 damage. And a miss.
That misses. Alright. Nydaharlotelepthalon is not looking good. As the octopus continues to assault him. Ezra.
Let's kill this Displacer Beast.
Woo!
19 to hit on the first one.
19 hits.
6 points of damage.
It is still up.
Another 19
Another hit.
for 8 points of damage.
It is still up.
Oh.
It is on 1 hit point.
That's my life.
Now, it is the turn of Nydaharlotelepthalon.
he is going to take 8 points of cold damage.
Ow. He swings his tail at the octopus.
Oh,
18 to
no.
hit.
That hits.
How much health does the octopus have remaining?
17.
16 goddamn damage.
Oh no, I'm gonna
4,
die to
5,
see his
and
magic.
2 on the
before-
d6s plus 5. God damn it.
I'll be no octopus.
I imagine in tentacle language the octopus says something super dope at this point.
Gives him the finger, but in
Yeah.
tentacle.
Take more than that to put me down. And that's its turn. It only gets the one attack if it uses its tail. I thought that was going to finish it.
It
Lucius.
needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit, it does.
No.
Because it refuses to leave.
16.
That is a save, but it takes half of 11, so 5 acid.
Oh, he is not looking good.
Andrea shouts, "I told you to leave!" once again.
It's my canon that it's too big to leave, almost.
Oh, I'm sure, but she's an idiot, so.
Lucius.
He watches as Ezra deals with this displacer beast, and turns, looking at this creature in the water. I'm going to start walking towards it, towards the edge of the shore, and begins to chant this weird sort of language, much like the name of this creature. Need a wisdom save, please.
A wisdom save. That is a 10.
Nydaharlotelepthalon.
All right, I'm going to use Dissonant Whispers. All of you can feel it's almost like a pain in the back of your heads or whatever, but it seems focused more on this creature. Let's see. I'm going to do it as a 3rd level spell, so it's going to do psychic damage for 5d6.
Damn.
Ooh.
24, 5. Actually, I will use my psychic blades too, so I'll use one of my inspirations, so 76.
Can you do that on your spells? I thought it was just on your melee attacks or on your weapon
Oh,
attacks.
maybe I made your weapon. Yep, good call. Good call.
I mean, I would love to be able to do that.
Oh, you got it.
Not
It does say weapon. So that'd be 6, 7, 8, 9. 23. 23. Psychic damage.
Nice.
Describe how you kill Nydaharlotelepthalon. Keeper of the Sunken Gate.
Let me change my counting die before I forget. And yeah, you can see as Lucius walks, he'll walk forward like almost right into the edge of this water, this chanting going on. All these words seem to form almost little imp-like creatures that dive into the water of this thing and just begin to swarm around, stabbing, clawing, ripping at this thing's face, or what we could see of this form under the water. And that puts me at 8 on my count, so I guess it would be almost a minute would be up to.
Yeah,
I'm just imagining in Abyssal. Have you ever heard of my friend with a blonde bushy beard?
Yes.
I have fought a gatekeeper, or I have heard a story about a boy who fought a gatekeeper before. They both died.
Oh, man, it's the perfect opportunity.
And so you see floating to the surface the long, twisting body of the Keeper of the Sunken Gate. Its head ending in these this terrible Matmos maw of fleshy gums and pointed, broken teeth. 3 distinct eyes moving up the center of its head, and random fins and little tentacles and warts and spots covering its whole blistering body as it floats on the surface of the water before being dragged down by the albino octopus out of sight. Indra.
We are still in combat because
1 displacer beast left.
it is
On
okay.
1 hit point.
Okay, I am going to shoot it. With a 24 and an 11. 20 to hit.
You
No,
put-
it's a disadvantage, so that's... Wait, no, it's not, because it got hit. Yes. So, she just turns and shoots the arrow, and it flies and hits the displacer beast. It's in profile, so, it's got,
Yeah. Yeah.
the arrow goes, straight into, one eye socket and, pierces out the other side.
Beautiful. We are still in combat. There is 1 displacer beast remaining.
Oh. Okay.
If you roll 3 1s, it's still alive. This is a big roll.
So I think, like, at the sight of that hideous creature, like, coming up, and the memories surfacing with it, like, the song is faltering, and the animals can be around for, like, one more round or something. So the octopus can drag that creature away. I imagine he felt the pain of the creature. I was going to have it retreat anyway. The toad's acid, as it hops into the distance, is a 10. I guess on the
And the
displace
displaced
of his
beast is
turn.
no more.
Yeah. And the song falters to a halt, and the toad hops away full, and the octopus drags the carcass
And you know
slowly
that
beneath the waves.
should these creatures, should you call on these creatures again, they are loyal to you and will remain forever.